Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live, Sarcasm City TV YouTube, for another edition of the Manchester United podcast, the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel, where we discuss all things Manchester United. Victor Gyokeres, of course, news broke yesterday that Manchester United had made an approach to Victor Gyokeres' team about him joining Manchester United this summer. But will Manchester United get the deal done? Mixed reports coming out. Some stating that the Embremo deal is taking priority. Then Manchester United will need sales or will prioritize sales to then go and sign Victor Gyokeres. A Bremo deal, like I just mentioned there as well. Manchester United still looking to bring in the Brentford man. And on top of that as well, Manchester United linked to Emi Martinez too. Again, all of these reports, a little bit more reliable sources, but I'm over the moon about Manchester United being linked to a goalkeeper. Do I think Emi Martinez is a good goalkeeper? Yes. So we'll be discussing that further. And in regards to exit, Rasmus Højlund linked to Inter Milan, but reports saying that he wants to stay. Why? I have no idea. But please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please, people. Apologies on the long countdown as well. I was moving around, I was traveling and stuff like that. So that's why I'm slightly late, but we are here. But please make sure, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live, or you're listening on the audio platform, make sure you hit the like button on the video. Even if you're on the Spotify, follow 5-star. But if you're on the YouTube, hit the like button on the video. When you enter the city of sarcasm, pay the tax. Hit the like button. Make sure you share this out across all the socials as well. And that's me flawless at Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV. And that's me flawless on Twitter and Instagram. And just as important, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV, road to 16,000 subscribers. And go subscribe to the Clips channel, Sarcasm City TV Clips. The link is in the title, people. So make sure you do both of those things. Big up to Shane G, big up JT, Kingsman. A shout out to Stephanie G in the cut as well. She has big up Flawless and SCTV Legends. Early likes, please, people. Yeah, and I spoke on it yesterday. The Gyokeres news one caught me completely by surprise. I think it caught everybody by surprise because there was no strong links to Victor Gyokeres. And that's how Manchester United have done business under Ineos, where there hasn't been strong links to anybody, and then boom, it's a approach to approach to his agents, or personal terms offered to the player, or a bid made to the club. Because in Cunha was like that, and Bremo was like that, and Gyokeres was like that. So we are keeping things under wraps. Things are not being drawn out. I believe some Manchester United fans are impatient. I see United fans in the chat saying, "Oh, when's the deal gonna get done? When's the deal gonna get done?" The deal take time. We've watched what happened. City and Rangers, City and Cherky, Liverpool and Verts isn't done yet. Arsenal and Zubamendi, for example. So it's not just Manchester United. These deals do take time. Do I want to get them over the line? Absolutely want to get them over the line. But yeah, with Gyokeres, I was watching clips. Shout out to Teaser. We put up some clips. He put up a clip on Twitter, and it was just different goals from Gyokeres, and it seems he has an array of finishes, whether it's right foot, whether it's left foot, whether it's a more scrappy goal, whether it's a more skill finish, whether he's going around the goalkeeper. So I like what I'm seeing, and I think he'll do fine in the Premier League. I think he'll do fine. One thing you need to have in the Premier League that I speak about all the time is that athleticism, that pace and power, especially when you're playing in attacking areas. And he can run in behind. Not only can he run the channels, he can spin off and run in behind. He seems technically sound, right foot, left foot, which is important. He doesn't seem extremely one-footed, which is what I also like. Ability to hold the ball up. Maybe he's like 6'2" as well. So from a physical stature, I don't believe he'll be bullied either. And then when you add in Cunha and potentially Mbuemo, that's plenty of pace and power. I said it yesterday. I trust that as a front three against any defensive setup. So if Manchester United are defending, if Manchester United are on the ball and a team sat in a deep block and they've got 10 men behind the ball, with Cunha and Mbuemo and Gyokeres, there's enough pace, movement, trickery, and skill to break down a low block. And then if you're away from home on a counter attack, I think it's devastating. Is there someone tell me, is there a better front three in the Premier League, or potential, let's say this, counter attacking that front three? Is there a better one in the Premier League? Because if there is, I can't think of it. Let me know, people. What's currently right now the best counter-attacking front three? You're saying Nottingham Forest with Chris Wood, Alanga, Hudson-Odoi. Obviously, that's not the best front three overall. But front three overall. Does my mic sound different? This mic's been playing up. I was on the wrong mic. There we go. That should be better. Apologies, people. That should be better. This mic's playing up. I need to invest in a new mic. But what was I going to say? Is there a better front three from a counter-attacking standpoint, people? Let me know. Counter-attacking. I can't think of one of a Cunha and Mbeumo, Gyokeres. And then overall, as a front three as well, it's quality. Because with Cunha and Mbeumo, you have two players that can go past players with ease. And that automatically creates space. Cunha can pick up the ball and has trickery to go past the player, and Mbeumo can pick up the ball and go past the player and just drive past the man. And then you got Gyokeres, even though that's not his game on the ball, he has the ability to run past players as well. So you're creating space, especially then when you add in Amad Diallo from a deeper role, when you add in a Bruno Fernandes from a deeper role, when you add in Dorgu, who's going to be overlapping from a deeper role as well. Maybe Salah with Diaz, but City have Cherki, Haaland, and Savinho. And don't get misunderstood. I rate Cherki, Haaland, and Savinho as a trio. I just don't think it's a better counter-attacking trio. Overall, it's right up there. Obviously, Savinho got to get it together. Yeah, Salah, Wirtz, Diaz. Yeah, Salah and Wirtz together is problems. It is definitely problems. Again, they need to add the rest. But I like what I'm seeing. I do like what I'm seeing, but continue to run up these likes as well. Hope I ain't broke this mouse even more, to be honest. I have to buy a new one already. I only just bought it. But run up the likes. How many likes are we actually on, people? How many likes are we on? How many likes? What is going on? Get your questions into me as well, people. Sorry, if you lot hear the loud bang, it's because I'm trying to fix this house. There we go. That's all. I've not seen any midfielder links needs to be addressed. Absolutely, Mustafa. There's absolutely. That's the one major concern I've had, but it's still early in the window, so that's why I'm not too fussed as of yet. It's only the 10th of June. Now, if come the end of this month, there's no links to any midfielders, that's when I'll be like, but it seems they're addressing the forward area first, which I don't have any problem with, to be honest. I don't really have any problems with, to be honest, if they want to address the forward area first. I'm not really bothered about that. As long as it gets done, we got ample time to do so. And that's one thing they've shown us is in the transfer market, they've got it spot on pretty much. They've got it on. That's a bigger concern because Shane G, big up Sheik as well. Yeah, Sheik, no stress, man. No stress. I'm more worried about outgoings than incomings at the moment. That is more of a concern, yes, is the outgoings. But there's been links with moves away. Garnacho, there's been solid links. He was linked to both Chelsea, Arsenal, Italian clubs, Saudi yesterday. Hoyland, Inter Milan, there's strong links. The fact that we've been linked to Emi Martinez today shows we're looking at a goalkeeper. That could be the end for Onana as well. The loanees, that's been a little bit quieter, but again, I'm not worried yet. I ain't concerned yet because it's only the 10th of June. I'm giving them the end of this to the end of this month before I go, all right, we need to get acting good. Because so far, so good. I can't complain at what they're doing. I cannot complain so far what they're doing and the rate they've done it. They've brought in Cunha, last stages of the Mbeumo deal, and made an approach for Gyokeres. It was by the 9th of June. We all would have took that. If I would have said at the end of the season, the day after the season finished, or the day after the Villa game, and said by the 9th of June, we would have signed Cunha, been in the last stages for Mbeumo after we rejected Arsenal, Spurs, and Newcastle for us, and also made an approach for Gyokeres and hadn't sold anybody, we all would have took that. We all would have said that is for, so we can't change the parameters now. We all would have took that at the time in the 10th of June. By the 9th of June, we all would have said, yeah, it's good business. Like, we just got to relax a little bit. It's not Football Manager, it's not FIFA. Deals don't get done in 24 hours or 48 hours or 72 hours. Nobody's done that because nobody's done that type of business. Like I mentioned, Liverpool with Wirtz, that deal is still ongoing. City only just got Cherki over the line. Rangers just over the line a few days ago. Still not signed Nori, no Livramento either. Arsenal, the Zubimendi deal only just got over the line and they're interested in Sesko. Spurs they got rejected by Mbeumo. They was in for Sane as well. So Chelsea just got rejected for Mignon. And they're in for TK. Who else is Chelsea in for as well? And they've been linked to a few other players. So it's not like we're super behind everybody, is what I'd say. Just, yeah. Yeah, we normally start slow. Happy with Wilcox. That's it. That's where I'm at. Yeah, ain't Nori. We got a here we go. And that's only just happened. Like, so we just need to, you know, relax. Are we putting faith in Delo at left wing back? Hell no. It better be Dorgu. Play Dorgu there. As long as we start the attack, I don't care about that Bruno Agate midfield situation. No, it needs to be addressed. 110%. Needs to be addressed. And yeah, we're just structuring the Embremo deal to Brentford. They just want add-ons window. We just want add-ons. Window closes today, open next week. And then the thing is with the window closing, because of the Club World Cup, you can still do deals. You just can't announce them, but you can still do deals and then announce them when the window opens back up. So I don't really worry about that. And yes, Lou, to Lou MUFC, who says Cunha and Bremo Gyokeres is disgusting. If anyone else did this, we'd be like, why wouldn't we be like, why can't we do that? If anybody else was linked to these three to this extent, Cunha deal done, latter stages with Embremo, like I stated, and in for Gyokeres. If City did this, if Liverpool did this, if Arsenal did this, if Chelsea did this, if Spurs did this, Newcastle did this, Villa, any team, Brighton, we'd be talking about why. So therefore, we have to give plaudits for it. Even though it's not done yet, the intent is there. This is a serious start to the window. This is, all right, we are moving seriously. We are not looking to have a season like last season. That's complete and utter intent. I have to praise them for that. Is there more work to be done? Yes. But am I impatient? No. It's the 10th of June, not the 10th of August. If it's the 10th of August and we're here, I'd hear it. Even if it was the 10th of July, I'd be much more open to hearing the criticism. But no. So I'm not worried about the midfield. So I'm not worried about wing backs. But I'm not worried about the goalkeeper because, people, it's the 10th of June. So it's like, yo, just relax. Yeah, so you're doing very good business. As are Liverpool, as are we. I put us right up there. The intent is serious for once, bro. We usually get linked to loads of scrubs. Exactly that. And more importantly, like someone mentioned, outgoings. That's where I'm at. But it seems there is heavy links to the outgoings. I like to see us move that forward, but we move. Big up Dan in the building. I didn't know if you was there or not, Dan. What you saying?
What up, cuz? What up, blood? Yeah, bro. What you saying, man?
Oh, bless, man. Oh, bless. Oh, bless. Thoughts on this VIKTOR Gyokeres news? Obviously, we didn't speak yesterday. So
what is there? Is there new news? Like, I know about the past few days.
The news from yesterday, yeah, because obviously.
Okay, now I was thinking if you're saying like there's some breaking news right now, like, no. Yeah. Obviously, we've been hearing murmurs in it of this potentially happening, but yeah, man, it's just all up in there at the moment, isn't it? Obviously, still getting linked to like Osimhen and that, but from after he rejected whatever. I saw this rumor about swapping him for Xerxes, and I was like, that's a bit crazy. Like, because at first they said like Hoyland, now they moved on to Xerxes. I'm just like, come on, man, who's writing this shit, man? But yeah, I ain't getting rid of Xerxes for no one, bro. For nothing. That's the future right there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Gyokeres, man. Out of what's available on the market for the price they're talking about, you have to get that guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Why not? You know, people are grumbling. Some people are grumbling. I'm just like, bro, like, look what we have. Look where we've been. Look what we're going through. Like, why would you be like, no, like, I don't want this guy? Or like, why? Like,
yeah, I'm a
give me the reasons.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
This guy's one of the most prolific strikers of recent times throughout in Europe here, and you're going to turn your nose at that. Meanwhile, we got flipping Rasmus with his acne face and that, still here and that. Like, it's a dead guy, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Motherfuckers be wildin', son. You wildin', dude. Shit. Nah, man, that's good business, man. Like, I don't know. I'm hearing rumors they're talking about they're upping the price now as well. Apparently, they're meant to have some gentleman agreement where they sell him for X amount, 60 million or whatever it was, and now they're trying to up it by like 10, 20 million or something. But yeah, I don't know about all that. Do you know what I'm saying? But just get it done, man. Obviously, deals like this though, obviously takes time, innit? It takes time. A lot of people are like, oh, why ain't it happening quicker? And even the Boomer and that. Just like, it takes time, man. Like, take time, man. Relax. Man, need to relax, G.
That's where I'm at with it. Because it's only the 10th of June. So I'm like, all right, let's just chill out and the intent. And we started off very well. Like, there's no one I look at and go, oh, has left us behind in the window type of thing. Like other teams are doing business. You got City doing business. You got Liverpool doing business. Chelsea and Arsenal, of course, trying to do business. Spurs just got a new manager as well, but I don't look here and go, oh, we're behind or anything like that. Like, we're doing what needs to be done. So far, we're doing what needs to be done. That's what I'd say.
That's it. Everyone's in the same boat, man.
Yeah. Everyone it is. I don't know about all this one done. You said hearing that United going to spend over 300 million this summer. I don't know about that. I know there's money there, but I don't know about all that about Manchester United spending 300 million this summer. Big up King as well. I don't know about all that. What are you saying, King? You good?
Yeah. Big up Flawless. Big up Danny. What we saying, man?
Blessings, man. All good, man. You good, yeah?
Yeah. All good, fam. All good.
Yeah, man. Love that. Talk to us, man. Gyokeres thoughts. Initial thoughts when you heard the news about it, because it was yesterday it broke.
Yeah. I think Ineos are making good intent so far. I think the intent's there so far. Gyokeres as a player, I think he's a decent striker. I don't think he's anything special, but I think he's a decent enough striker. I think what is the price tag about 60 mil? About
the same 60, yeah, the same 60 million, because I think that's his release clause, I believe so.
So like 60 mil for obviously he gives us a different dimension, because obviously he's not the type of striker that I usually rate, but he's a different profile. He's a different profile to like a Xerxes, for example. You understand? And obviously there is certain games where you need Xerxes, and then there's certain games where you might need Gyokeres. Okay. And he's a different profile to like all the different attackers. Like obviously he can run into the channels. Obviously he can in transition, he can carry the ball in transition as well. And when he's in the box, he has a decent finish. He can finish. He can in the box. He's kind of deadly in the boxes also. In the box, he's like decent. So yeah, like obviously I'm not too mad with it per se, but the only one thing that I will have is because obviously like I said before, because like we will have a bit of PTSD from like Ten Hag side and Ajax players. You know what I'm saying? Like my only thing is that I just hope that Gyokeres comes into United because he wants to play for Manchester United. I don't want Gyokeres coming in because Amorim is here. That's the only thing that I have, because I know that Mbeumo and Cunha are club signings. I don't have that with Cunha and then Mbeumo, because I know they are coming in to play for Manchester United. I know that they are coming in for to play for the club. I just don't want Gyokeres to come in because Amorim is here. Yeah. Like that's what I don't want, because obviously Amorim's worked with him at him at Sporting. So yeah, but like overall, about the overall player, I'm not mad about the overall player. I think he's a decent player, and there ain't many strikers on the market. Like obviously we've spoken about Mateta, we've spoken about Wissa from Brentford as well, but like there's not that many strikers on top of my head, and then there's Gyokeres as well. So like I'm not too mad at the signing. obviously there still needs to be more areas need to be worked. You know what I'm saying? This is only the start. After this, we have to move on to the midfield. The midfield is a must after this. Once we get the two attackers done. So
agreed. Yes, Sheik, what are you saying, fam? We good?
Yeah, man, doing great. Big up to everyone. Shout out to Danny, King, Flawless, all you guys, man. Hope you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, good, fam. You already know. I know we spoke on it yesterday, but any further thoughts before we move on about Gyokeres?
I think just about the transfer window in general. Like I was hearing you guys were talking about it a little bit. The clubs that we see that are doing business, like they are trying to get a lot of their deals done before the Club World Cup, which literally starts this weekend. So that makes sense that City are moving well. I mean, the players that they've gotten through quick, right? Like Aid Nouri, they've already gotten through. Anders, Cherky, like all these deals have been done quick because they're trying to get them before. I think they're also paying extra fees to have them play in the Club World Cup. So they're doing all this business. Same thing for Chelsea. Obviously the whole goalkeeper thing for them today looks like that deal is off. And then also I think Gittins is very close for them. That looks like it possibly could get done today. I think for us it's a long summer.
Wait,
I know. Chelsea.
Oh, Gittins for Chelsea. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So the first bid they put was 50. I know this is not a Chelsea channel and stuff, but the first bid they put was 50, and it got rejected. So they're still looking to get it done pretty much today, because I was watching a little bit of Lewis. Shout out to Lewis. But yeah, it's just for us, it's a long summer. I know fans are impatient because after the season that we've just had, I mean, you would be impatient, right? It would make sense that you want to get some of these guys gone and you want to get some of these guys through. To further just elaborate on the signings and stuff, I have no complaints at all. The way that we're moving in terms of our attack, because yes, our attack needed to be addressed heavily. And we keep talking about this all the time. That front three that we're trying to create at Old Trafford, you can't complain about it. I mean, it screams goals, it screams involvement, it screams much, much better than what we currently have. So that's just a massive improvement right there. I'm with King on the whole Gyokeres shouldn't be here if he just wants to, be here for the bag or all those type of things. But then also at the same time, the guy's 28. He's not our answer to try to lift us up to a, title challenge or a top 4 race, those type of things. I think he's here to pretty much, if that ship that is sinking for us, he's trying to steady it. And we need to start somewhere. Yes, to start the striker the market isn't the best right now either.
Yeah.
Most of these strikers are going to go to these top clubs, and that's why we're seeing them linked to a lot of these top clubs like an Ekitike, Osman's trying to go for the money, all those type of things. It's just I mean, things do take time. I'm not worried about the whole Mbeumo thing either. I think if Thomas Frank went to Palace, I think if he went to Brighton, we would hear Mbeumo to Brighton. We would hear Mbeumo to Palace because because it's his manager and all those type of things, and all that type of stuff makes sense. But he's people have reported, Ornstein and Fabrizio both have reported he's giving priority to Manchester United. So he wants to hear, unless we just out of nowhere are just we don't want to sign you anymore, or we're not looking to sign you, I think that's when he would maybe be looking at other teams, and maybe he would look at, for example, a Tottenham Hotspur. But I'm not too worried about that deal. These type of things do take time. We're trying to get to some sort of agreement. Obviously, valuations are different for them and for us. They want, money close to what we paid for Cunha, even though Cunha was a release clause. It's not like we valued him at that much. That was just a release clause that we paid. But I think we can get the deal done sooner than later. I think possibly maybe by this week, or maybe even the next week. We know how we are when it comes to deals too. Look how long Dorgu took in January. It took we had created a left wing back shortlist for the longest time, and then Dorgu was pretty much towards the end. And these type of deals do take time, and for us too, I mean, in terms of negotiating and the whole thing of teams are trying to pull money out of us and all those type of things, it'll take time. But I know we'll get that deal done through. Gyokeres, about the player itself, I mean, look, there are risks for sure that you are taking with a striker from the Portuguese league, and I don't want to I'm taking this example just because he was from the Portuguese league, but look how Darwin Núñez turned out. Darwin Núñez was also from the Portuguese league. Benfica, was scoring all these, crazy goals. I think he scored against Liverpool too when they played him in the Champions League.
Yeah, did you?
And then it turned out that he, I think even with he has better players like around him at Liverpool too, and he still turned out to be the striker that he is today. So there is that little bit of concern. But again, it's one of those type of things.
Yeah, but bro, you're always gonna get that. Do you know what I'm saying? You will never know until the guy's here and he's in the system and the so-called system, and then that's when you truly know. Like no one knows. That's why you just gotta go with the flow. Get what you need. Yeah, like he's what you need. Like he's a bagsman. Like he scores goals. You know what I'm saying? So it's worth taking the risk. You know what I'm saying? Considering the price as well.
Yeah, I think it's just the pace of the Premier League that he has to get used to, because obviously he's played in the he's played in the Championship, and obviously the Championship is as physical as the Premier League. So,
but this is why I think your mindset plays a big part of it as well. That's why they were saying before about they want to get the right type of profiles and players that have the right mindset as well. Because if you got the right mindset and the right work ethic, you can make shit work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you can adapt to those are the type of players that can adapt to the Premier League. The ones that have a specific mindset. You know what I'm saying? The ones that don't, they just don't have it. They just don't have that mindset. You know what I'm saying? And it's quite rare for some people. Like we see in recent times, a lot of players come, they flop, and I think that's just not just down to their abilities. You know what I'm saying? Because like we said, we've seen them shine in other leagues and other. Although obviously, having said that, we know that certain leagues are not as good as the Premier League and the pace is different and stuff. But at the same time, we've seen players work out as well. And just to touch on what you're saying, King, as well about the from Portuguese league and stuff like that. Like I would say a little good omen that we have is obviously we signed players from Sporting before, and it's not been too bad. You know what I'm saying? So there's that there as well. If you want to talk about these omens and things that
him already being here, I think helps. That's what I'd say. Him already being in the champion, I'd already played in the championship.
Definitely helps. And
that's my point. Yeah. That's my point.
The system, like being under.
Yeah, I even forgot about that.
That's my point because that's my point because in the Championship, like I said, it's as physical as the Premier League, so he's not gonna have a problem with like the physicality. It's just
he looks like he can handle that.
He would be. He can handle the physicality of it. The only thing that he would need to get used to is the pace of it, because the Premier League obviously is a bit more faster pace. That's the only thing that he would only have to get used to. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's just
from what I've seen of him, man, he looks like he can do it. I think he can do it. But only time will tell.
It's like I think that that's why I mentioned where just for example, like Liverpool's example, when they signed Darwin Núñez, they were trying to win league titles. We're not trying to win league titles. We're not in a position to win league titles currently at this moment. So all we're asking in terms of like VIKTOR Gyokeres is, I know you're not gonna be able to even maybe be close to the GNA output that you have had, and even from that GNA output. Yeah, even half of it. But I know that to a certain one thing just off the bat is that you're better than who we currently have. That's just a no
100%.
Right? Like you're 100% better than who we currently have.
And now you've got Konya and then Boomu around you as well.
We're putting good. Yeah, exactly. We're putting good players around you. You have played in this system before too, so you know how this manager likes to set up our attack and all those type of things, and what he's gonna ask from you. Because Gyokeres is the type of player who, he's not a quote unquote out and out striker. He's someone who drifts left, right. He likes to get into positions where it's like 1v1 situations where he has to try to beat a man and try to drag players left and right, and then you're gonna have Cunha and Mbeumo doing those type of things as well. Maybe you might not get as much space as you normally do in the Portuguese league with defenders there as compared to like the Premier League, but all these things just are more so like you're better than who we currently have. We're not asking you to, get the same GNA. What was like 60 or 70 GNA in the past 2 seasons or something like that. Like we're not asking you to replicate that because we understand what the situation is. We still understand that we have a lot of other positions that we need to, do better in as well. But it's like, it's not. It's like for the Darwin Núñez example, it's not like we're looking to win a league title. Can you come here and score goals? I think you can. 100%, I think you can, and I think you can score, a decent amount of goals too to get us back to a certain level. And I think that's also why he's 28 years old. I think this would be considered as, these are considered as your prime years for a footballer, especially for a striker, 28 to around 30, 31, depending on the player that you are. So that's what I think what we're just looking for. So it's not like Gyokeres is our answer for the next 3 to 4 years. And it's not like Gyokeres is going to be our main striker for the next, 4 to 5 years until we start like challenging and we start really competing. And if we do get to that too, again, one of those things I've been mentioning too is that yes, Gyokeres is Ruben Amorim's guy, but they're also thinking of a future without Ruben Amorim. And can I see Gyokeres still playing well, scoring goals even without a Ruben Amorim? Sure, I think that is still possible too. And it's not like players from the Portuguese league all have been bad. A lot of them have come to the Premier League. I think Raul Jimenez. Raul Jimenez is not like a top player like that, but Raul Jimenez has scored a decent amount of goals for Wolves. He has been scoring a decent amount of goals for Fulham. I think Diogo Jota is another one who scored goals for Wolves, and now he continues to score goals for Liverpool. So there are like strikers who have come from the Portuguese league who have still turned out to be to a decent level. And it just depends on situations, and our situations are like, again, our situation is a little different as compared to other teams. Other teams in the past, like for example, Núñez, they bought strikers to win a league, but we're not doing that. So it's like
another thing we need to consider, right? How old is the guy? He's 27, right?
27, yeah.
So this next move for him is a big move personally for Gyokeres, because like no Champions League coming to Man United is a bold move. Like I think King mentioned about, because he's cool with the manager and stuff. But yeah, that might be true as well. But also, if they can sell him the project, and I'm sure he, like a lot of players out here, they rate Man United through the name and whatnot. We don't even know if he is like a Man United fan, like boyhood fan or whatever. And I think their structure now, the way they're signing players, they want players that want to play for Man United. So I think did Amorim even say that? I think Amorim said that.
Yeah, there was a report to if a player wants to come to Manchester United.
Seeing as we're in talks with the guy, like I don't think he would want to play for Man United. That's why they'll continue talks with him. Because now I think their approach now is any player that don't want to come for got ulterior motives, they're not even gonna speak to them. And I think they've been speaking to Gyokeres for time. Like people were saying the other day about they've just started discussions. That's also far.
We have a good relationship.
There's no way, man. Since the guy left Sporting, he's been chatting to him, like trying to bring him along. So
you reckon Amorim's been chatting to him as soon as he signed?
Yeah, man. There might be a free agreement, like, to be honest.
It's one of those type of things where like it would make sense, right? Like the time when he was leaving Sporting, he's speaking to the squad or whatever. Of course, he's probably had a couple of conversations like, "Hey, I am going to United. I do want to bring you over here. Like, I want to bring some of the players that I have to kind of still help out in terms of not saying that his talent ID is bad or whatever, but in terms of what the situation is right now, currently at this moment, he needs help. And it's like he can look to his previous squad, some players from there to try to get some sort of help. Like I think we were linked with before Chelsea got Quenda, we were linked with Quenda. Quenda was the guy who was playing on the right wing right wing at Sporting, and was looking at things like this. Shout out to Jazz, big up Jazz every single time.
Big up Jazz.
But yeah, it's just like, again, he's 28 years old. He's a guy who he's been with before, he's played with before under that system. So it does seem like a no-brainer that he would still want to. He's gonna try to go and get someone like him. Also, I do like the fact that we're not going for a young striker for a while. Like the Højlund thing that turned out, obviously, just look at it how it turned out, right? We tried to put faith in a young striker to try to nurture him, try to get him to become like a quality player, this and that, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and just slander him again and again, because we already know how we feel about him. But it's like, it didn't work out. It hasn't worked out. And there's been a lot of other situations too. I don't think it's been like, oh, Højlund doesn't get service or all these type of things. And I think he's gotten ample amount of service. I think he's had a lot of chances. I think he's done there's been a lot of moments where he can improve on certain things, and he just simply hasn't. And that type of gamble is quite big. And that's why, like, I've been saying the same thing for Arsenal Football Club when they're trying to sign Sesko. Arsenal are in a situation right now where they need a ready-made goal scorer. I think, in my opinion, they need a ready-made goal scorer. They're not in no position to try to nourish a striker or a young player, even though I think
how much did we buy Højlund for?
Pay like 75 million, 70 million.
72. It was 70 million.
Yeah, we paid 70 million
That's
for a
crazy.
guy who scored less than 15 goals in Serie A, and we're hoping that he's going to turn into like this.
Yeah, and people complaining. Some people complain about getting Gyokeres, like for what,
and it's
50,
and
60 million?
Gyokeres,
I don't get. I understand Gyokeres not being. I understand Gyokeres not being people's preference or
First
like
choice.
top target, but to complain about it to me is crazy.
Nah,
complain about it.
Gyokeres wasn't top of my list, but to complain about it to me is crazy.
But then look at who we're also other than Gyokeres too. If you look away from Gyokeres and the other players that we're linked to, it's not any young potential strikers that we're looking to just develop. It's Mateta, it's Wisa.
I think they've learned from
it's Prem proven. It's like these guys who have some sort of experience playing in one just first off in this league, but then also just being experienced as a striker. So it's one of those types of
I don't think they take that gamble anymore unless you're a prolific young striker. You know, like those prolific ones that is no question.
I mean,
there's not many on the market. There's none. So
exactly, and there are a couple of like situations where, like for example, Dorgu is someone who they're looking at and they're like, okay, we need to sign him because he's a potential and he's a raw talent, and I get that. Like those type of positions, I get it. But in terms of like the goal scoring department, which by the way, like we've been lacking for years now. I keep saying this all the time. The last time we scored 70 goals was was Cavani. When we had Cavani, Mason Greenwood, Martial, all those guys. Rashford was in crazy form. That was the last time with Ollie when we finished second. That was the last time when we had a competent attack, right? And since then, look how bad our attack has been. We've not broken 60 goals in the league, and this year being the worst of it because we only scored 44. So I think they are I mean, it's good that they have done a turnaround in that situation where they're like, okay, we don't need to go out there and get a young potential striker. There could have also been another situation where they're like, okay, they go out and get a young potential striker, but then it also depends on who they're putting next to him to try to help him in that. Or you go out and get a young potential striker, but then you also go out and get an experience.
Yeah, like you definitely have to get Gyokeres and then buy another striker,
because
like
that's
a younger one.
That's something they didn't do for Højlund technically. Like when they signed Højlund, I think all of us said this at this time. It should be Højlund and someone else. It shouldn't just be
100%.
Who's starting week in week out.
I wanted him and Kane, bro.
Yeah, putting massive pressure on him week in, week out. And obviously look how this has turned out for him. But that would have also taken a little bit of pressure off of him. But then also having someone experienced there means our goal department wouldn't be lacking the way that it did. And I think that's what they're kind of going for. And I'm happy about that, to be honest. It's about
to be fair, even if they just bought in Gyokeres, that could be enough still, to be honest, because you got Xerxes there. And then you got Mbuma and Kunya, right?
That's my point. Yeah. Like he's a different, like I said at the start, like he's a different profile than Xerxes. There are going to be certain games where you might have to play. There's certain games where you might have to play Xerxes up front or play Kunya up front, whatever. And then there's certain games where you might have to play Gyokeres up front as well. You get it?
Yeah, so the interchangeability is sick, man. That's why I think definitely Gyokeres.
So there's two different profiles. So there's like two different profiles. For example, like if we against teams that we are not gonna have the ball as so much. Gyokeres, a profile like Gyokeres is perfect because obviously we can break on the break in transition and we can punish teams. When we playing a team when we are relying on more of a position, when we are relying on keeping the ball a bit more, we could put Xerxes up front. So there's different options. You know what I'm saying? So there's different profiles. Like the thing is that, like I said, like Gyokeres isn't usually the preference that I would go for, but I understand in football there's different profiles. And and I understand in football that in certain games that you have to play different profiles in certain games because not every game is going to be the same. So
exactly, it's just having more options.
So that's what it is.
Like, yeah, they're not. Another reason why I'm glad they're going for a experienced striker is because technically, if people are asking for a potential striker and all that type of stuff, guys, we have one at the club. It's Cheeto. Cheeto's there. Yeah. Like, why did we sign Cheeto from Arsenal in January if we were like looking to get a potential young striker anyways? Like, that's why we have him. Like, and whether you think the manager's going to play him or not and all those type of things, but that's who we currently have at the club. These are going to be our striking options. It's going to be Xerxes if we end up getting Gyokeres, and it's going to be Cheeto. And I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, you know what? That's actually not that bad. because Gyokeres is an experienced player. Xerxes, obviously, we're looking to improve him. Obviously he's looking to improve himself too, because yes, he was good in that 10 position, but clinical and in terms of goal scoring, he wasn't the best, and he wasn't. I think he could have done a lot better. Yes, he scored in the first game of the season last year, but there's been times where he's had a couple of opportunities which he hasn't scored. And I think the only game where I can be like, okay, he was actually really good as a striker was against Everton, where we beat them 4-0. But other than that game, there's not really one that I could just think and be like, you know what, Xerxes can play as that out and out 9 for us. But again,
I think he's got a lot of potential though, man.
He has a lot of potential. He's only 24 years old. Like, yeah. He has a lot of potential, and it's like he's adding still. It's not like he's playing and he's not doing anything, right? It's not like he's playing and he's like a Højlund and he's just can't win the ball, can't hold up play, none of that. If he's still lacking in terms of scoring goals, there's still a lot of other things that he's providing to the team, which I really like. It's not like he's just doing nothing out there, right? But these are who our options would be. So it'd be Cheeto, it'd be Xerxes, it'd be Gyokeres. And to be honest, like, even though part of me still does want one more, like maybe like a Mateta or something like that, if we can struck a deal, obviously, and not pay too much for it, why not? But I'm not happy. I'm not like pissed with who we're going with, because we are also getting a Cunha and Mbeumo, and I think that's so important too, because Cunha can play as a 9 as well. Cunha has played as a 9 for Wolves.
Same with Mbeumo as well.
Same for Mbeumo as well. So we have so many different options, which is something we've not really had. And like when we signed Højlund was pretty much our only striker, right, that season. And then the other option that we had was rinsing Marcus Rashford in that striker position again and again and again. Like, that's just what we would do. And now we don't have to do things like that, because now we're actually getting players who can play in multiple different positions. So it's a plus in that aspect. But it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, good comment is that we haven't really played Xerxes as a quote unquote 9. Like, for a couple of games. Under this manager. And I don't think, I hear you. I don't think it's going to happen under this manager, especially if we sign these players. I don't think it's going to happen if, we end up getting these players and he's going to give Xerxes a consistent run of games as that striker. But also another thing is that, like, don't forget, we're only playing one game a week. We're not in Europe. Yes. We're not going to be playing all these different competitions. The FA Cup won't be around until January. So it's pretty much just going to be Carabao Cup and the Premier League. And that also depends on whether we advance through the Carabao Cup if we do. So it's like we're going to be in all these situations where, yes, our squad can be in a position where we need to trim down our squad, but it also could be a situation where we don't have to get too many players in, because we don't really require that squad depth in terms of how all these competitions that we're playing in. So that's just kind of like where I stand at it. I mean, it's good. I hope we do get Gyokeres over the line. I feel like it's heating up, and I feel like we're hearing more about it, and we're hearing obviously, since
I feel like they're just waiting to sell players, man.
Yeah, it could be that too, and obviously, like, after the season that Gyokeres had, like they won the Portuguese league. Obviously, the goals that he was scoring in the Champions League and stuff like that, it just screams that he was going to get a big move. Like, it was going to happen. One big club is going to come around and ask for Gyokeres, and I think a lot of clubs have come around and asked for Gyokeres. But Arsenal have made it clear they want Sesko. So that thing, it looks like, is out of the picture for him. And any other club, Liverpool and Chelsea, both have been linked to Ekitike. So it all just depends on who they end up getting. Chelsea have already gotten a striker through in Delap. And Liverpool are obviously going to be looking for a striker because they're trying to get rid of Darwin Núñez. So Ekitike is the one on their minds. So Gyokeres, it just makes sense. Like, again, managers been with him before, all these type of things. We are one thing that we're always going to have in terms of as compared to other teams is money. Like, we're always going to be able to pay money, throw money. We're clearing out our wages. We've just got rid of Eriksson, Lindelof. Their contracts have run out. I think they both were on 100K plus.
No, that was those three are 335K.
There we go.
Around that.
Yeah, 335K that we've just cleared in wages. And these are just people who we knew from months ago are not signing their contracts. So there's still Sancho, who's still going to be here, I think is going to leave. Rashford is still on very, very high wages. He's going to leave.
Yeah.
There's all these different players who are on high wages who end up going to leave. So that's going to clear up space to still get some of these guys through. I think Ineos do need to be smart, though, in terms of how long we're going to be giving these deals and how much we are going to be paying them. I've been hearing some crazy numbers about Mbeumo, which I don't think they're true. I think the most we probably give Mbeumo is like 150, to be honest.
Probably around it.
Yeah, I don't think I've been hearing like 200, 250. No, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, that's not true, man. That's not.
Like, we're gonna give him 150. If you're smart, they've already included, like, add-ons and all those type of things. Let's say you put in a clause where we get to the Champions League this year, then you can up his wages. Wouldn't mind that at all. Like, if he gets to the Champions League in the next like 1 or 2 years, then we can up his wages accordingly with those type of things. Incentives, basically, like, and just throw incentives in there depending on how we perform. But our wage structure is going to be a lot like better in terms of these players that we're going to get rid of. So it will allow us to still give money to a lot of these players, even though we don't have European football. And European football is a big thing. Like, a lot of these players, like specifically for Gyokeres too, he's in his prime years and he would want to play in the Champions League, especially after just playing in the Champions League. For Sporting, he would want to play in the Champions League, but money is always a big factor, like always a big factor, and that's something that we're always going to be throwing at our players.
Yeah, but but that's the thing. Like, this myth about Manchester United don't have money or we're not gonna sign any players like that. That's myth. Like we hear that every single season, bro, and then we sign players, bro. Like, bro, it's not even deep.
But my thing is though, they need to address every area that they need to address. And without selling Bruno, this is what is scaring me a bit. Because they haven't sold Bruno, I don't think they're going to address every area. They might not even get another keeper. Like, they might not get a left wing back in. Like, they might not get a midfielder. You know what I'm saying?
My biggest concern is the mid. My biggest concern is the midfield. Like, one of my biggest concerns is the midfield.
Goalkeeper and midfield. Goalkeeper and midfield. They need to adjust that.
Goalkeeper as well. But I think we will bring in a goalkeeper. But I don't think we were. I think we were only going to bring in one midfielder when we should be bringing in two.
But my thing is, they need to put their money where their mouth is now. Then, because they haven't sold Bruno yet, like, they have to, like, because then it will look mad. Like, because the people will be like, by the end of the transfer window, they haven't addressed the midfield. You know what I'm saying? They haven't got a goalkeeper. And then people be like, well, why didn't you sell Bruno then to revamp and get all these players in? You know
because bro, we can't be playing Cobby as well at times in the pivot, because that's what he would do at times. We can't.
Neno's not playing. We know that.
We can't play Mainu in the pivot or play Bruno and be relying on Bruno and Cass in the midfield. Like, we can't be doing that.
We don't do to an extent. We know that.
No, but my thing is, I'm sick of playing catch up. Like, like how Sheik was saying not long ago about, we've addressed the attack now, but all the time with Man United, they'll address one area and then still lack in other areas. My thing is, this summer was so important for addressing everything. Do you know what I'm saying? And then just starting fresh.
100%.
So if they don't do that, it's gonna look bad. The fact they haven't sold Bruno, and they still, for example, at the end of the window, they still have Onana in goal. You know what I'm saying? They still don't have an anchor, like a defensive midfielder that they need. You know what I'm saying? They still don't have a left wing back. I've obviously got Dorgu. I don't think he's good enough. But that's what I'm saying. They need these things.
Yeah, because like you said, Dogu isn't a bad player in that, but we shouldn't be relying on Dogu week in and week out.
No way.
We shouldn't be. Like, his end product still needs to improve. Yes, he's got good attributes, but his end product at times is a bit.
He ain't nothing special, man. He's okay, like, you know what I'm saying? But we don't need okay, bro, in our starting 11.
That's the biggest problem with him. Like, the biggest problem with him is his end product, because he gets in good areas, but his end product isn't there.
Especially for this system that he wants, and he wants the attacking wing backs, bro. Like, come on, man. These are the two most vital areas for this so-called Amorim system. Yeah, so you need the best players for those positions. But that's why I'm sick that Nori went to Man City.
Yeah, because he was only like 40 mil, and it was like, I think Nori went for like 40 mil, and it's like, but this is the thing. Dogu gets in good areas, but the final ball just isn't there. Like, or he would get into good areas in the box, and then he would kind of, you know what I mean? He's a bit too erratic at times. Like, he doesn't slow down when he gets in, like, in good areas. He's a bit too erratic. He has the right idea, but he doesn't execute it. So that's why we shouldn't be relying on him week in and week out. And what if Dogu gets injured? Then who are we going to play as a wing back? Like then who?
True. You have Amas, who's another young like prospect technically. But one thing I will say though, like to kind of like counter this, is that we are going to see Dorgu playing with better players though. We had a guy who was playing with him who just like absolutely neglected him in terms of an overlap. Just neglected him so many times. Garnacho playing on that left-hand side, Mount playing on that left-hand side. These guys weren't like every time Dorgu makes those overlap runs, which we've seen from time to time again, these guys just neglect him from time to time again. And it's like now you're going to be putting a Cunha next to him, who is just better out and out. He's just straight up better than those two options that we have. So we might see something different. I mentioned this earlier too. If we end up getting Gyokeres now, you have a striker that you can cross to. Who are we crossing to now? Højlund? Like that guy's not good. He's not good enough for any. First of all, he don't even get in those situations. He's not even in the box as much as we want him to be, because that's just the type of player that he is. So I'm looking for. Yeah, I completely agree with you guys. Like he is still raw in terms of a player. There's still a lot for him to learn.
Yeah,
pace of the league, all those type of things. But also a part of me is looking forward to him playing with these different players, playing with these different profiles, playing with an actual out-and-out striker, playing with like a very good left-sided 10. Like I'm looking forward to those type of things. But again, the point is right.
Bro, I'm just scared though, man. I'm scared. Even though we got this attack, we need a midfielder, bro. We need a midfielder, especially keeping Bruno. Yeah, like it's crazy.
Yeah. Even if we hadn't improved the attack, we would still need midfielders. So I get that. Like same way if we had just improved, let's say we had improved the midfield first, and we had signed 2-3 midfielders or linked or whatever you want to say, we still need to improve the attack. I still think it all goes hand in hand.
Yeah,
that's what I would say.
Everything just goes hand in hand.
That's why we judge at the end, isn't it?
Yeah, but even like what we said about there, like midfield, like the reason why I say midfield as well, because for years and years at Manchester United, midfield has been one of those, has been one of the common ones we haven't really addressed that much in it. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but it's like, it's that we're not saying Dorgu is trash, because Dorgu's not trash. I just don't think he's a guy week in and week out, but he's got good attributes. He's got good attributes, but he's not the guy week in and week out. We shouldn't be relying on him. That's unfair. That's unfair on him. Obviously, we need a goalkeeper as well, because like Danny said about Onana, because Onana easily cost us about 20 points this season, bro, with the amount of mistakes that he has made. So like there's plenty of areas of the pitch. But like I said it after the Bruno transfer, when we didn't choose to sell them, we're not going to bring in 2 midfielders.
Bro, it makes me sick. It makes me sick because look, we got Bruno, and someone said in the comment about Mount. Yeah, we still got these 2 guys, bro, and they are not what our midfield needs, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't even.
Don't be tricked. That Mount don't play in the pivot. He plays in the.
No, it's not about him playing or not, but just having him there and occupying that space, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to get rid of these guys, bro.
Yeah, that's most players.
Yeah,
like,
that's also going to be the downfall of this manager. If you decide to do these type of things, even after we sign,
bro, we need a Rodri in midfield, fam.
This is going to be your downfall.
We need a Rodri.
I said this, like Bruno, the whole Bruno decision, because it looked like Ruben Amorim was the only one who kept saying Bruno needs to stay. Bruno needs to stay. All right, bro, you're going to lose your job over this guy. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, like, but I said this at the start. I said this at the start, Sheik, when he first got appointed. I said, if you realize, because at the time, obviously, we still had Rashford, obviously Garnacho and Højlund and that. Like, we still had, and Bruno. I said, if you play these guys week in, if you rely on these guys week in and week out, you're going to get sacked, bro. And like, if Bruno and Bruno is one of the players like that I mentioned, obviously we will probably get rid of Højlund.
We're gonna get sacked and slapped, bro.
Yeah, we will probably get rid of Højlund. We will get rid of Højlund and Garnacho and that. Yeah, I believe so. But like and Rashford. But the point is that one of the players that I didn't mention when he first got appointed is Bruno. If you keep on playing this guy week in and week out, he's going to get you sacked. I said that when he first got appointed. You get me? So that we know this, because Bruno does not have Bruno does not have the discipline to be playing in that midfield. Like the guy just does whatever he wants, bro, and he leaves bare gaps, bro, in the midfield and that. So like obviously that was a big massive mistake to get rid of him, but Ineos just need to do what they need to do, because obviously we've heard about things about Sir Jim Ratcliffe has put 237 mil into the football club. So do something about it then. You get me, bro? Like, do something about it, bro. You get me? Like,
no, but the scary part is, yeah, it seems like they don't even feel like it's a problem, like as such, like a major problem, how we're looking at it. Because they probably think Bruno is that guy to have in midfield. And just having a regular, like, bro, like, they don't understand. We need a whole new midfield, two. Like, you can't have Bruno with someone else. You need two other players instead, bro. You know what I'm saying? But they don't look at it like that. They're like, oh, we've kept Bruno. He's one of our best players, so we have to wedge him into that midfield. And now that fucks up the guy next to him, like, as well. So we can't be saying
how they looked at the attack is how they should have looked at the midfield.
And they realise until it's too late, bro. Like, they'll realise this after next season when we're in a shit position again. Amorim gets sacked. Then they're like, "Fuck, man, we should have got him a midfielder, bro. Like, we should have got him two. Like, fuck, you know."
We can't be reliant on Casemiro to be covering Bruno's dirty work, fam. We can't be relying on that, fam. We can't be relying on Casemiro every time to cover ground.
Unfair, bro.
Like, we can't, we can't be, bro. Like, it's unfair on Casemiro, bro. You know what I'm saying? We can't. You know what I'm saying? We can't be facilitating this myth about, oh, we need to build a team around Bruno. We've already done that, bro. Where has that got us? Bro? That's got us nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
You know where that's got us, King? Multiple managers sacked. That's where it is. Yeah. It's got big up to everyone in the chat. Continue to run up the likes, people. That was up to 50 likes for 6 shows. Subscribe to the channel as well, Sarcasm City TV. We're closing out shortly. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, Sarcasm City TV clips. I'm going to set up a premiere and we'll head over and I'll send you over to just debating which clip to put out, people. Well, probably about Cam going off about Cronky and Arsenal, etc. Part 2, probably that one. And there's a question I wanted to get to from Vera. 1 second. Where is it? Flawless, do you expect to reach a domestic cup final while securing top 6? All dependent on the business we do. What business do we do? What business does everybody else do? Once the transfer window's shut, I don't know how Manchester United is set up, I know how everybody else is looking, then I'll be like, all right, I think we should be about here. Yeah. If I think we're one of the top businesses, it goes without saying. If I think we're one of the top 6 sides in the country, after the seasons, after the window's closed, I'll say top 6. If I think top 8, I'll say top 8 or wherever we land, because we don't know who's gonna weaken, who's gonna strengthen. That's what it is. Who knows what the rest of the teams are gonna look like? There's so much business to be done. There's so much business.
Minimum 4 signings. Minimum 4 signings.
And when I say there's so much business to be done, I'm not just talking about United. I'm talking about everybody. Who does everybody else sign? Who does everybody else lose?
It's only the 10th of June. It's only the 10th of June as well.
Look at Bournemouth, for example. Bournemouth are currently being depleted.
Bournemouth just signed a player today. They just signed a player like a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, they lost Gyokeres. They lost Holson. They're gonna lose Zabadi. That's 3 of their top 4. 3 of their back 4. Now, if they lose Semenyo, for example, to whoever, that's them significantly weaker. Now is the signings who are gonna replace them gonna be as good as those players or better? Same with Brentford. They're gonna lose on Bremo. They just lost their manager. How do they look? The Palace lose Sa. The Palace lose Mattel. The Palace lose Eze. The list goes on. Brighton, did they lose João Pedro, for example? Does somebody go get Baliba? Does somebody go get... We know what Brighton's like, so it's dependent on how everybody looks.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But 4 signings minimum, bro. 4 or 3 signings. 4 after the attackers, 3 or 4 signings has to be done this window minimum after the attackers. That has to happen.
Yeah. I'd say a goalkeeper and 2 midfielders after the attackers.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper definitely next, man.
All right, so before we close out quickly, we've obviously been linked to Emi Martinez again today.
Take him.
Oh, would you guys take Ter Stegen? Would you guys take Ter Stegen from Barcelona?
Yeah, for the time being, if the price is right, yeah.
Because Barcelona just signed a goalkeeper right now, Juan
they
Garcia.
Yeah, we were linked with him as well. We were linked with Garcia.
Oh yeah, that the young one.
Is that the keeper from Espanyol?
Yeah.
They just signed him like literally a couple of minutes ago. They got to hear.
Yeah, Run Martinez, fam. Run Martinez, bro. We all
100%, bro.
Run Martinez, bro. Like we all know this guy is a shit house, bro. You know, like you know, like how. You know how like we said we couldn't just got like the mentality.
Bro, think about it. Like him or Onana, bro. Like compare them,
He's also
and you look
goalkeeper. To be fair, like he's
he's a good keeper, man.
Argentina. That save that he made at the
end, leader as well.
Moani, like that save that he made won them the World Cup,
bro.
You have confidence with him in net, bro. You're going into a final or penalty shootout, whatever. You're like, yeah, we got a good chance, bro, with this guy. With Onana, it's never that. Never
that, bro. Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, he's an ultimate upgrade, fam. And like I said, bro, he's a shit house, bro. He would get under the opposition skin.
You need that, bro.
Like, bro, like he's a shit. Bro, I see what he did to the World Cup trophy in that, fam. When he were doing that thing with the World Cup trophy, and that man was probably shit houses, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, you get me, bro? That we need these type of players,
guys, man. Yeah,
we need those type of players, man. Yeah, bring him on team.
Bro, don't get twisted. Some Man United, bro. Look at Schmeichel. He was a bit mad as well. Like we need these type of keepers, bro. You know what I'm saying? And there's leaders as well, man.
That's where I'm at with it in regard to it. So if it is Demi Martinez, who again we've been linked to again today, I'm not sure on the price because I'm not seeing any prices, but I know that Villa have to sell players because of the whole PSI issues they're going through. Yeah, bringing Demi Martinez.
He's not going to cost a lot as well, he's not going to cost a lot as well. It's not like we're paying 60 million for him. It's not like we're paying 60, 70 million for him.
He's a vast improvement on what we have. You don't have to worry about him adapting to the league. You don't have to worry about him adapting to being in the country as well. He's down the road, man. He's literally in Birmingham, so it's like you just go game. Depending on the price, let's say it's 30 million, for example, improves the defense overall. Not does he only just improve the goalkeeper there, he also puts more faith in the defense as well. And I'm saying it's all about the spine. If you go get a goalkeeper, go get two midfielders alongside the attack. I'm cool with that.
That's why you need those areas. You need them, man.
Bro, Gyokeres and Martinez at United, that would get Arsenal fans rattled, mate. I know.
Look, if we end the window with just the attackers addressed here, then I'm not happy, bro.
No,
I swear
no.
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
I'm not happy, man.
It's all good at signing 3 good attackers, but it's like, what did you do to the other areas? It's like I would like if we just signed the 3 attackers, and didn't sign no one else, I would probably rank it as like a 3 out of 10 or something, because like we still have because
that's what I said. There's no base, there's no spine. You won't even have to utilize the attackers properly, bro. Like you have to adjust all of it. You have to.
The midfield, we need 2 midfielders and the goalkeeper. Those 3 positions are a must, bro. Those 3 positions.
What are you not saying if you see Onana in the net next season, man? Like first game of the season, bro.
We failed. That's what I'd say.
I don't even have to watch Man United, you know. I swear that.
That's why
I don't even have to watch them.
We tried, but we failed, like Bruno Fernandes says. You know what I'm saying?
See Onana with his dumb smile, like in the net, like, you know, when he just cheesing, like I was like, oh, fuck off, man.
Saeed, man.
Yeah, bro.
We didn't even prepare. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, we failed. Like that's what it is. If Onana's still in goal come the start of next season, saying he should not be there. Same way if Højlund starting, same way.
But I just got a feeling, man, that they're not gonna prioritize it for some reason. I just think.
Well, if they not,
they need to, then they better.
Yeah, if they don't, then we gonna have a season very similar to this season just gone. It might be better for the attackers, but it's still
going to cost bare gains, man.
Yeah, it's still going to be a poor season overall, is the point I'm making. So it's like, that's on you. If you lot still want to stand by these players, you know what? You're going to fail with them again.
Yeah, we will go from like 15th. We will go from like 15th to 10th flawless. That's what will happen. We go to 15th to 10th, bro. That's still not good enough. Like going from 15th to 10th, like yes, it's an improvement, but it's like it's not good enough still where we're trying to go.
It's unacceptable, man.
That's what I'm saying. So like if we line up with if Onana is starting in in goal, or if it's not Onana, if it's the same midfield, or if it's the same midfield with Bruno and Cass or Bruno and Ugarte, then it's like, bro, it's long, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's long, bro. So like those three positions are a must, bro. Those I don't want to hear any excuses. Those three positions, goalkeeper and the two midfielders, are a must, bro. That is a must. No, I'm not hearing anything else.
That's what it is. That the goalkeeper and the midfield. Yeah, definitely 110%.
Fans will get gassed though on the attackers, and then you need to keep your foot on their necks, man.
Yeah, that's
why they need to
not pay attention to. That's why they need to not pay attention to fans and do your job.
Games are won and lost in the midfield, bro. That's what they say in football. Games are won and lost in the midfield, especially as well. When you have a good goalkeeper, or when you have a very good goalkeeper, you know what I mean. It saves you a lot of points, bro. So.
100%. Like Flawless said, man, it's the spine, man. If your goalkeeper shit, your whole back line is shit because they can't trust the keeper and vice versa.
And the thing is, actually rate our centre backs. So
100%.
Centre backs, I don't really have an issue.
They're not a problem.
He breeds uncertainty in regards to the centre backs.
100%. I get shook every time.
I see him like fizzing those passes to our centre backs, and they Bro, I get so upset about that every single time because
bro, it's scary. I shit myself every time.
Ruben talks about being able to play out from the back. This guy fizzes passes to our center backs, and those guys like
what's wrong with the guy?
I don't know, bro. The guy boots the ball out of play. The guy boots the ball out of play.
Thank God we have competent center backs who every single time they fizz it to him, they're able to control it. Like they're actually able.
But he makes them look bad though.
And then from a goal kick, bro. And then from a goal kick, he kicks the ball out of play, bro. When it's a freaking goal kick as well, bro. Like it's long.
I can't lie, man. Like you know, all this talk about playing out from the back and good with your feet and all that, bro. For a keeper, my main priority is to be a fucking keeper first, man. Like save the ball, bro. Handle the ball well.
How many goals have we seen from this guy where they're just straight at him and he just like,
mate,
bro, I swear it was. I swear he did the same against Galatasaray, letting 2 easy goals against in Galatasaray, bro. I remember that. I remember that.
Bayern in the Champions League.
Bayern in
the basics first, man.
Oh my goodness, bro. Like,
do the basics first, bro.
Like we talk about
for him was a howler. The fact that he went to a Champions League final the year before, and then after that had a season had a campaign like he did in the Champions League. Bro,
we talk about Bruno turn over
in regards to it, like do the basics. I was running this joke with Beijing Reds. All I need my goalkeeper to do is stop ball, catch ball, pass ball. That's it.
Keep it simple, man.
Stop the ball from going in the net. Catch it when it's in the area and pass it left and right. 5 yards. That's it.
This guy will make a mistake and then he'll be looking around like somebody else is there who made a mistake. Like
man.
Who else did it? It's you.
And the man will be going into the opposition's crowd and that, giving it to them, fam. It's like, bro, what are you doing, fam? It's
is not who he thinks he is, man.
Pre-pause, the guy was just bored or whatever. He's like, all right, fuck it, let me go try to start some beef with Matic for no reason.
And the thing is, he went and started the beef
for no reason.
But his ass kicked and then needed a mental break.
And then kept quiet.
Leave it up.
And this before we close out, because Vera asked flawless hindsight, are you glad you didn't get Champions League? I keep saying this. Losing that Europa League final was what even a blessing in disguise. It was a super blessing. I don't think we're having all this conversation. I don't think we're making the moves that we're making in regards to incomings. I don't think you're hearing all this noise surrounding outgoings. I don't think players want to leave as much if we do indeed win that Europa League and we're in the Champions League, because that would have been a positive in what's a horrific season. So if someone would have told me that, I'm all for it.
Yeah, they didn't deserve it.
But we are going to close out, people. Big up. Love to everyone that's locked in. I'm going to redirect. Send you over to the premiere on the Sarcasm City TV Clips channel. It's Cam going off about Arsenal people. Make sure you check that out. Run up the likes. Subscribe on the Sarcasm City TV Clips channel. Subscribe to Chic TV as well. I'm going on with rants also in a couple minutes. But yeah, run up the likes. Hit the subscribe button here. We're back live here at 11:30 p.m. UK time. Manchester City show with VIKTOR. But big up. Love to everyone that's locked in. ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.